Hi there, Johnny here from JonnyLipshamStudios.co.uk, and in this video, in our note effects series, we are going to look at combining the different note effects to create a little 4-bar vamp. So I've got in a drum loop here, it sounds like this. Nice, funky, cool, slow funk kind of thing. And we're going to put in a synth part, and then we're going to put in a bass part. And we're only going to use a single finger for each of these to achieve something very musical. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. So if I open the note effects for this presence instrument here, I've got this set in a particular pattern on the arpeggiator, and I've also got the chorder. So using this head nicker pattern, because I like the rhythm that it creates. Remember, the higher up these bars are, the stronger the velocity in the pattern, and then the narrower these bars are, the shorter the note is in the 16-step pattern. And you can make these tall, or you can make these very, very short and very, very narrow. And it's very, very cool. And you can expand this out to maybe 32 step pattern if you wanted to. I've got this set to 16, and I've got this set to 16th notes with no swing at all. So nice, straight 16th notes. And then if we go over to the chorder, in the chorder, we're using the sus4 chord. Because it's nice and it's ambiguous. It's neither major nor minor. And we're going to basically move between two different chords. And then we're going to have the bass kind of go with that. And hopefully we'll come up with something that should be nice and musical. So let's have a listen to what this pattern on this keyboard part sounds like. It's a nice kind of spacey sound with lots of reverb. So it should be quite interesting sounding. It's not really a sound I've really played around with very much, but it should be pretty cool. So what we'll do is we'll get this in first, and then we will go and add in the bass, which is this green track at the bottom. So let's just play along and see if we can get this to match up with the drum beat. One, two, three. Yeah, I think that'll work very nicely. So, let's make sure we've got the metronome set up how I like it with the pre-count, 2 bars. Yep, should be fine. All right, so let's get this going. So let's hit record, and we'll turn the loop off. Here we go. Alright, now what I'm going to go and do is I'm actually going to go and just tidy these up. As you can see, I was a little fraction early on that one. And there we go. Let's pull those together so they're nice and right on the beat. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. All right, we'll leave that as it is just now, and then we'll go and stick in the bass. And then I'm going to show you how you can render these out, not to audio, but to MIDI, so that you can then, if you wanted to, have them follow the chord track and create other chords. So let's go and do the bass. So let's see what we've got here. We're using the full fingered bass here. And then in the note effects, I've created this little pattern, which I've just called Lips Blues Lick. And as you can see, there are some empty spaces in this pattern. And then I've got these numbers at the top here. You see this? It says -2, and then 3, and then -3, -4, -3. What that does is that is a little transposer. And that transposes the pitch. So if I play a C with this pattern, as you can see, I'm only pressing one key and it's changing the pitch into this pattern that I actually quite liked. And I did this purely by experimentation. Again, it's a 16-step pattern. And I've just made some subtle changes to the velocity, and I've dropped out a couple of notes to make it fit with the kick drum of the drum loop a little bit better. So let's go and see if we can get that in as well. So we'll do a quick practice run to start with. So we'll put the loop back on. Now, because this is a 1-bar pattern, I'm having to basically press the key for once on every downbeat of the bar. And if I'm a little bit early, a little bit late, it starts to shift the whole thing a little bit out of time, sounds a little bit messy. So again, I'm going to kind of pull the notes in a little bit and tidy it up once I have recorded it. So let's turn the loop off and let's get this recorded. There we go, perfect. We'll just trim it there. And we'll just go in again. And actually, I hit all these pretty much right on the money by the look of it. Yep, pretty much right on the money. I'm happy with those. I'm not going to quantize those at all because I don't think they need it. So we'll close out of that. Now, I said I would show you how, if you are happy with your parts, you can render these to MIDI so that it basically shows everything that the note effects is doing. All right, so let's start with this top one here. So if I right click this, and then I go to instrument parts, and then I go to this one at the bottom here, render instrument tracks. Let's click this and watch what happens. And now you can see it has rendered all the MIDI notes for each of those two chords. So let's do the same with the bass part. So we select the event, we right click, instrument parts, render instrument tracks. And for some reason it's missed off the first one, and I think I know why. So I'm going to Control Z that. And I think that's because this note here is a fraction early, so this one I am going to quantize. And let's see if that resolves that issue. So we'll go instrument parts again, render instruments. That's strange. It has missed off the first bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to Control Z that again. And zoom in. and try and figure out what's going on here. What I might actually do is just delete this one note. Let's just delete that one note. And what we'll do is we'll just draw in another one. I don't know why it's done that. Okay. Let's see if that fixes that now. Again, instrument part, render instrument tracks, and it's fixed it. Okay. I have no idea why it was not rendering that first bar, but it's fixed now. So now we have all of our notes in place. Cool thing is I can go to the score, and as you can see, it's got all the notes in there that I want. And I can go to the score for this one, and I can see this track here as well. Perfect. It's exactly what we want. So now let's put our loop on. We'll turn the click off, and we'll have a listen. Alright, there we go. And so we've now got something that is actually pretty musical, and really all I did was press two keys, a C and an E flat, for both the bass part and the keyboard part. And so if you're not really a keyboard player and you're not really a bass player, then this is a good option for you for being able to create a piece of music. And of course what you can do is you can open the chord track and you can enable the chord track and you can type in your chords, so this pattern that you have now created can now follow whatever chord changes you want for your piece of music. And this will work out great, especially now that you've rendered it. You might decide that you want to drop out a note or two in this bass line, because you might decide that the bass line is just a little bit too busy, and that's okay. If the bass part is a little bit too busy, just drop out a couple of notes or two to make it make a little bit more sense and allow a little bit more space for other things that you might want to add. And you can do the same with your chord pattern here as well. So I hope that this has been useful, helpful, and entertaining, and we will return for one final video in this series where I will show you how you can do something that's a little bit more kind of big band / swing orientated, again using just one finger to create a walking bass part. And then we'll have to use maybe a few more fingers to create something that sounds cool and sophisticated with a big band sound. Alright, so with that in mind, stay tuned, hit the notification bell, select all notifications, hit subscribe, and I got that the wrong way around, but you know what I mean. And if you like this video and you thought it was useful, please hit the like button and please share this video with your friends. It will help me immensely and it'll help you as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.